Greetings students, my name is Mayur Ubale. I am assistant professor in civil department, WIT Solapur. Today we are going to analyze sludge production and control in ASP, that is activated sludge process. So what are the learning outcomes? Students will be able to analyze how to calculate the sludge production and how to control it in activated sludge process in wastewater treatment plant. So let us go first to the flow sheet of ASP. There are total two units. One is biological reactor where the aeration is taking place, and in the same unit the degradation or oxidization of organic matter is also taking place. After the degradation or oxidation, the water will be transferred to the next unit, that is secondary clarifier, in which there will be a proper settling time will be given so that whatever the sludge which has been formed in the biological reactor will get a time to settle down. In the settled sludge, there are two types of sludge. One is the activated microorganisms and another one is the inert suspended solids. Whatever the effluent which is very much clear in nature, we call it as supernatant, and we take that supernatant out from this unit and we transfer it to the tertiary unit or to the disinfection process. Few part of the return sludge, okay, we taken out from the secondary clarifier, we pushed into the influent, and the remaining is taken out. So let's see its parameters and how they are used for the calculation of sludge production. You can see that from the start or from the left, that Q naught is the flow rate of influent and S naught is the soluble BOD of the MLSS, that is soluble BOD. So for example, if the BOD is calculated of the influent, it doesn't supposed to happen that all the BOD will getting degraded. Few parts of the BOD will not be degraded. Only major amount of BOD will be degraded. That amount or the major amount of BOD we call it as S or S naught. Okay. So when the return sludge which is coming from the clarifier is added, then the flow rate becomes Q plus QR, where QR represents the flow rate of return sludge. Now Xi is the MLSS which is there in the influent, and Si is the substrate or the soluble BOD which is coming into the reactor. After the degradation process, that effluent is taken into the clarifier, but whatever the sludge which has been settled in the reactor, that is around 5 to 10%, will be taken out. It will not be taken into the clarifier. The amount or the flow rate of that sludge will be considered as QW, and its MLSS concentration will be X bar. Now in the clarifier, whatever the sludge which has to be settled down will be easily settled, and few part of the return sludge will be taken into the influent. That rate we had already discussed will be QR, but its MLSS concentration will be written as XR, and the whatever the soluble BOD which it is having will be taken as S, and the same supernatant which is taken out from the clarifier having the flow rate of Q minus QW, that is the flow rate of influent minus the flow rate of sludge which is taken out from the reactor. It is also having a soluble BOD, that is capital S, and the MLSS concentration will be written as Xe. Now talking about the rate of sludge which is being produced in the secondary clarifier will be directly proportional to the Px. Here Px is the quantity of microbial mass or the volatile suspended solids which is produced per unit time in the biological reactor. So what we can write it as Px is equal to dx upon dt. It can also be written as xv divided by theta c. Here x is the influent MLSS concentration multiplied by v, that is volume of aerator or volume of aeration tank, and divided by theta c, where theta c is mean cell resistance time, that is MCRT, or in simple words, that is SRT, sludge retention time. There is another scientist which came up with the calculation of sludge production for the ASP, that is Lorentz and McCarthy equation. So what is the equation? XV is equal to YQ in bracket S naught minus S into theta C divided by 1 plus KD theta C. So let's see what is meant by various parameters which has been mentioned in the equation. Y is the growth yield coefficient which is relating to the cell yield to the material metabolized. That is also mean that the ratio of the mass of cell formed, that is mass of microorganisms forming divided by mass of substrate consumed, that is mass of biological biodegradable organic matter consumed. Fine. S naught is the influent substrate concentration or influent soluble BOD. It is also termed as L naught. S, that is the effluent substrate concentration or effluent soluble BOD. We can also write it as effluent BOD 5 minus 0.63 SS. So here is a term we have to understand about the S. S is the soluble BOD. It doesn't mean that the total BOD. BOD which is in the influent, we can say that it is equal to the soluble BOD. That is what we are assuming. But after the treatment, what is the effluent which is coming out? It may not contain the biodegradable organic matter, that is our soluble BOD, but it may contain some BOD, that is my effluent BOD. So BOD is having two things in it. One is biodegradable organic matter and another one is unbiodegradable organic matter. And biological process is mostly targeted on biologically biodegradable organic matter. So they will not eat non-biodegradable organic matter. So automatically few inert organic material will also be present in the BOD and that is also representing the BOD. So automatically the soluble BOD will not be equal to the effluent BOD. So we have to subtract the inert material which is there in the BOD to get the value of effluent soluble BOD. So we can write it as effluent BOD 5 minus 0.63 SS. Now from where that 0.63 has been come up? It has been estimated that around 63% of suspended solids will be there in the BOD which we have to remove off in the effluent. So that is what this equation is saying, where SS is basically effluent suspended solids, that is inert suspended solids. Theta C is a mean cell resistance time, that is MCRT, or it is also called as SRT, that is sludge retention time. KD is microorganisms decay coefficient. It is having a unit of d raised to minus 1. So after seeing this equation, what we can say that the sludge volume production is mostly dependent on many things. See, in the equation there are a lot of parameters. First one is how much microorganisms are forming, then how much substrate is been getting degraded, then what is the rate at which microorganisms will be there in the water, then at what rate microorganisms are decaying, and if we are talking about the volume and we are talking about the flow rate, automatically the HRT will also come into the place, because Q is equal to V divided by T, that is volume divided by HRT. By that only we are getting the flow rate of influent. So indirectly the HRT, that is hydraulic retention time, will also be one of the parameter for the sludge production. So if we compare the Lorentz and McCarthy equation to the relation between the Px, okay, we can also write Px is equal to Yq into S naught minus S divided by 1 plus Kd theta C. See, this expression is basically telling us about the microbial concentration, which represents the volatile suspended solids which are produced or which are happening to be there in the biological reactor, and then they representing the suspended solids also. So automatically what we can say that there is a sludge production which can be easily estimated. Now let us have a review question. First is a rate of sludge production is linear in nature, true or false. Next one is rate of sludge production is dependent on what? HRT, SRT, MLVSS or all of the above. So the correct answers will be rate of sludge production is linear in nature. Why? Because Px is directly proportional to dx by dt, and the rate of sludge production is dependent on all of the above, that is HRT, SRT and MLVSS. So the sludge recycle is having a proper purpose, because why we are adding the activated sludge into the bioreactor? It is because to maintain the sufficient concentration of activated sludge in the aeration tank, or indirectly to increase the culture of microorganisms which are present in the biological reaction. Okay, and to control the sludge recycle rate, we have to maintain a lot of things, that is SVI. We have to maintain the sludge volume ratio. So for that we have to get what are the important points we have to maintain in the biological reactor. Mostly the sludge recycle rate is focused on to maintain two things. One is MLSS, that is indirectly MLVSS, and second one is F/m ratio in the aeration tank, of course. These are the references I have studied for preparing this video. Thank you.